Hello there, peoples of the internet. Your old chum Devere here with another Past Blast. And we're going to tackle the classic Tomb Raider, the original Lara Croft adventure, released way back in 1996 for the PC and the PlayStation and the Saturn. Of course, then it became to be a massive cult hit. So let's see what we get option-wise, shall we? Now, I am actually playing this game with the Tomb Raider automated fix patch applied. This allows the in-game music as well as modern resolutions, otherwise it's all stretched and manky. And it also gives the that's the demo level keeps kicking in. Also adds the Tomb Raider unfinished business expansion levels to the game if you want to play the expansion. So first up, you get some sound options, some detail levels, and that's pretty much it. Now, of course, you could look at around Lara's home, which was your equivalent of a training level, and finally the controls. Now, this is one area this game has not fared well. If you want to use a controller, you're probably going to need to use something like Joy to Key or X-Padder or something along those lines. I wish we'd stop doing that. Games of these days did that. So what we should do, that's basically everything. Let's just dive on in and play some classic Tomb Raider. I should went to start a new game there. But the videos, as you'll see very shortly, have not aged well either. Don't feel too sorry for that guide there. Anything possessing a man packet generally tends to be dead if it's in 2 miles of Lara Croft, as we find out in later games. So this is, as I say, I played with the patch, the fixer patch, so it actually doesn't look too bad. Keeping in mind 1996, obviously it doesn't look great, but but the controls, definitely one area this has not aged well. I would suggest, in fact, probably playing with a keyboard. With the controller, you will want to get a third-party download of some sort to handle the mapping. It's not very well supported in-game, unless you have a very old D-input controller available. And the Xbox controller is not a lot of fun. I'm actually using the D-pad on my Xbox controller, which I've found again at long last. And yes, thanks to Microsoft's cheapness, I don't know if the new Xbox controllers are better, but the driver for the actual Xbox 360 controller, absolutely awful, has no dead zones whatsoever. Ha! Bats. This game drives me batty. Boom boom. So of course it's classic Tomb Raider. And here's one of the first sort of oddities of the game. Here it looks like it's a jump and hold. So Lara's different moves. But it's not. You have to use the action and push up, and then she makes the jump. I'm not sure what the difference is. Oh, watch out, it'll get in your hair. Where are you? That's an old wives' tale here in the UK. I don't know if it's anywhere else in the world, that bats apparently get into girls' hair. And funny enough, one of my aunts absolutely believed that. She would not have it. No matter how many times I tried to convince her otherwise, that bats do not get in people's hair. She was absolutely adamant about that. So it's funny how these old wives' tales, these urban myths, do stick with people sometimes. There is still something, despite the age of this game, really gives a good sense of scale and isolation. It never was quite caught in the later Tomb Raiders. As I did just mention there, as we see in later Tomb Raiders, if you're possessed of the naughty tap and Lara Croft's anywhere within about a 2-mile radius of you, expect to die. If you're furry and cuddly within a 2-mile radius of Lara Croft, prepare to die. How she'd become a heroine, really. She's like the most unsympathetic female I've ever met. She's just like this industrial killing machine. Nothing lives. But there we go, she's now the international icon. Because of course this game did explode to vast acclaim at the time. And it's not hard to see why, really. I mean, the levels are sort of linear as such. But they do a good job of feeling open and wide in many areas. It sort of did give the feeling you was exploring some very bizarre lost locations. Forgot about you chaps. As I was explaining about the controls and the controllers, let's just sit down here and finish this little chat out. Sit, boy. The Microsoft Xbox controller is pretty rancid. I mean, a lot of people blame it on the game developers, but it is actually Microsoft to blame on this one. Because there's no dead zone. So if you're trying to play with an analog stick, this game is super twitchy, bearing in mind how this is very much ye old school tank controls with Lara. No two ways about that. And they do not play well by today's standards. So if you're trying with the Xbox 360 controller, she just sort of glitches and jerks all over the place. And I think I forgot to reassign one of my... I did. I don't have a walk control at the moment. I forgot about that. I'm currently using Joy to Key for my needs. So I should better make that jump fairly easy enough. There is a midi pack and a bear down there if you want to go tackle with them. But just for the sakes of brevity here, I'll steam by. So the controls is certainly one area this game does not hold well. So that there now is because I accidentally nudged I nudged the thumbstick on my controller instead of the D-pad. It's a very good example of what the problems are. But the problem is with Microsoft, if they'd have released a decent driver that actually had a dead zone control, then that wouldn't be such a big problem. Come on, boy, where are you? What? Yeah, she got through. Well, that'll teach you to get too cocky, won't it? So if you do use a software option, or if you don't want to use the keyboards, then definitely use a D-pad rather than an analog stick if you're using the Xbox controller. Can't speak for other controllers, they might be better, but this one certainly is not. So I'm kicking myself for not reassigning my walk button. You can of course walk up to ledges and she won't fall off them. But yeah, I forgot to do that one. Not a problem. Yeah, this definitely still gets a really good feeling of isolation. At least to my mind. But it certainly looks quite clumpy graphically wise by today's modern standards. But you know, 1996, so you kind of expect some areas you have to a little bit of give and take, shall we say. And graphics is definitely one of them. Oops. No, the back jump, quick. Well, that's that gone then. Well, I completely stuffed that completely up. That's a timed switch, that one. This is where the tanky controls definitely are not in your favour. Hang on, did that not? Oh yeah, it's shut. There we go, let's have another crack at that. Oh, I did it right that time, and then... Oh, why are you not jumping backwards? That's better. There, we're through. Yes, controls is definitely the area this game shows its age. But all in all, it's still a... This might be the rose-tinted... Whoops, what about you, little friend? This might be the old rose-tinted goggles of nostalgia kicking in, I don't know. But as far as feelings of isolation, exploration go, this is still personally one of my favourite Tomb Raiders. Well, no, it is my favourite Tomb Raider, by quite a margin, in all honesty. The remake attempt of it was alright, I suppose, had its moments, but lost a lot of the feeling of isolation. See, that was one of the good things of this game, is in a lot of the more openish areas later on, you could quite ninja your way around the level. It wasn't very guided like later games, especially the Legend and Onward games. This did allow you to sort of ninja quite a few areas, shortcuts and bouncing off walls, which you did need because you could die quite quickly in this game. See there, I meant to just do a little back step onto that and slide down. And there we go. First level completed. It's got great ambience, and with the fixer patch you get the in-game music back, because that was not on the PC originally. That was only for the Saturn, and the PlayStation had the in-game music with the levels. Otherwise it was just sort of ambient rattles and things. So not bad, not bad. So a quick sort out of the pooch problem. Right. Didn't go too bad. Got a few nibbles on the ankle there, though. Of course, here was the other good thing. Just swimming. Which actually is quite good, even by today's standards. Not all games handled swimming equally well, in all fairness. But this one did a pretty good job of it, right from the off. But yes, music-wise, there was... Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. There's a switch somewhere I forgot about. This might end. This might be ending shortly. I didn't put saving, did I? Because she will, of course, drown. Oh, that was it. That was it. It's going to be a little bit of a rush. No, I think we should make it. So once she runs out of oxygen, she'll start running out of health at a very rapid rate. Oh, gonna be... What the... I thought that was the switch for this. Well... Well, we'll conclude our dealings, I think, here. So yes, Tomb Raider, the original. To my eyes, it's still an excellent game, but it does suffer from control issues. I will, of course, put the link to the patch in the description below. Highly recommend for modern resolutions use it. I do wish it would stop doing that. Let's have a just for completion's sake, let's just have a quick look around Lara's home.
Welcome to my home. I'll take you on a guided tour. Use the D-pad to go into the music room. Okay, let's do some tumbling. Now press it again and quickly press one of the directions and I'll jump that way.
Yeah, it's just your basic little demo level. It was quite nice. It was another quite nice addition.
Sorry about the crates. I'm having some things put into storage and the delivery people haven't been yet.
That's an overturn. Yeah, definitely the controls is there's one area this game is not brilliant. If you do want to use the keyboard, you're going to want to...
And while still pressing forward,
yes,
press
thank
action,
you.
And I'll vault up onto it.
I know. What you'll want to do if I go to the... When you hit... Well, you can do it from the main menu. Under your controls here, switch it to user keys. And you want to probably set them up to something that's a little bit more fluid. I mean, that's what the default keys are. You steer with the arrow keys and delete and page down for stepping left and right, and oh yeah, quite a mess, in all honesty. So highly recommended you to select the user keys and then assign them to something that's a little bit more modern, if you're used to the more modern games these days. So anyway, gang, we'll conclude our dealings here. As I say, I still enjoy it. That might be nostalgia goggles. It does definitely show its age graphically, even with the patch applied.
This used to be the ballroom, but I've converted it into my... If I do a running jump, I can make a jump like that, no problem. Let's go for a swim.
But yes, it was...
The jump button and the directions move me around underwater.
I mean, it doesn't look... Well, I mean, it does look terrible. Yeah, but at the time it was good. But it still gives a great feeling of atmosphere to my mind. But control issues are something you want to be aware of. Keyboard recommended. If you do want to use a controller, download a third-party application. And if you're using the Xbox controller, you probably don't want to use the thumbstick, but use your D-pad. That would be my recommendations, gang. So anyway, we'll conclude this episode of Past Blast here. Tomb Raider. The fact you can get it cheap all the time is definitely in its favour. It's aged well in some ways, not in others. So anyway, gang, I hope you found this video useful and entertaining in some way. And as ever, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to let me know you're alive. And I shall see you all next time. Bye for now.